cortisol weight gain is no joke. Cortisol is a stress hormone that is released by the body, and it stops us when we have high levels of stimulation, high levels of adrenaline within the body. It reduces our ability to get rid of fatty acids. What that effectively means is you could be doing all the exercise, high intensity exercise, regular training, and trying to control your food. But if you're not managing your stress levels and the things that cause your stress to go up, they're going to be higher levels of prioritizing your roles and responsibilities over your wellness, and the fear of having a fear that if something doesn't get done, you're going to lose something. And thirdly, is a big part of it is sleep. So are you managing to get enough restorative sleep? And if you have good sleep hygiene and managing natural stimulants that are going to affect that weight gain, that would be things like caffeine. So when we are thinking about what I mentioned the first part, which was like prioritizing other things over your wellness, everybody has levels of stress, responsibility, work, and pressure. No one has more. Nobody has more or less, because it really depends on the person and who they are. You could say there could some people with huge high levels of stress, but somehow they manage to calm it down. Have you ever seen somebody go through have so many roles and responsibilities, yet they're just able to kind of roll the punches and doesn't matter how much you throw at them, they're able to kind of sustain it and maintain their level of calm. And you have others who do get quite anxious and worked up because mainly because all the good intentions there, because they care deeply about something, which is causing them to have that level of anxiety and fear and overall stress about something. So when I say prioritize anything over your wellness, it does effectively come down to that. When I talk about prioritizing, I'm talking about values. So if you do value and a lot of people we work with, we'll be honest, a lot of people we work with, we do value our work, we value our job. It creates security, it creates a path for our families. So of course we need to work to keep our businesses afloat. I've always been on the mindset that health comes first. I cannot take my health value is here. It's number one. Even I have a family, even I have work, even I have a business, even I have relationships. Without health, number one, these things, I know my mental state, I couldn't be able to get I wouldn't be able to have a relationship with somebody if my wellness and my health wasn't my mental wellness wasn't at a decent level, and I was able to sustain an amount of stress. I wouldn't be able to have children. I then have the maturity. Maturity comes from growth, understanding, mental capacity, which also is derived from a physical capacity too. So if I want to be mentally well, I need to be physically well. Without the physical body, I can't be mentally in the right place. So none of it works without wellness. And even if you're pushing so hard and creating so much pressure and stress and urgency around your work or your business, or anything else for that matter, even your families, right? And their well-being. A lot of us, we do really prioritize our family's well-being, and it's really good. And yet you can't do it at the expense of your own, because what use to you are you to them if you are struggling, you're in hospital, you're having panic attacks, or you're having real big problems with maintaining your levels of health. Also for men as well, especially, it reduces your levels of testosterone. So if you can't manage your cortisol levels, your testosterone levels are going to drop considerably. And that's what we need to talk about, things like really simple strategies, which is okay, getting into exercise, training, but not too much training, moderate amount of training. You need to be looking at your sleep hygiene, making sure you're sleeping 8 hours a day. Have rules and regulations around coffee and caffeine and other stimulants, alcohol especially, and most importantly, your nutrition. So the kind of foods that you're eating, when you're highly stressed, there's more high chances you're going to go for fatty foods, junk foods, sweet foods, just to kind of manage that pain that you're going through at a particular time. So it does take a series of, it does take a level of overhauling everything. And it's hard because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable especially if you value something so high, which is causing you that stress. And generally it's because we are valuing something super high that's causing us so much stress. If we can find a way to be uncomfortable with that, to acknowledge that this is the case. It's not going to be a fast fix. It needs to be if you do want to fix it, it does need to be a considerable amount of time and effort spent on it with longevity, taking it seriously and put it at the forefront of what you want to achieve. Now we're getting to the end of 2023, 2024 starting next year. It's a really good time to reflect on everything that's happened for this year. If you are still struggling, or you know somebody that's struggling with a intense level of stress, this is something that needs to be, and it's causing problems. It's showing up as challenges in their life, in their health, in their wellness, in their well-being, as illness. Then there's no better time than to kind of look at how you can overhaul that. And that's something that I'm incredibly passionate about doing, is helping people with their stress levels, overcoming that. So if yourself or you know anybody that is struggling with that, get them to reach out. I'm happy to discuss and help point some. We've got programs from nutrition, training, mindset programs that can help support you in your journey to transforming that part of your life that's causing you pain, and finally put that to bed. So in summary, if you're not prioritizing your health first, you might want to have a think about what that might look like to you and everybody that's involved around you. Maybe it's not showing up for you this year. Maybe it's not showing up for you next year. Maybe it's not going to show up for you in 2 years' time. What about in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? If you continue going down the same path that you're going down now, where will you be? What would that look like for you? How would your body be? What would it be saying to you? What are some of the things you want to achieve that you haven't been able to achieve, or that you have been able to achieve, but at the cost? What's been the cost of that? Reach out if you need some help.